Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up there, guys. Wake up. Man, it is Thirsty Thursday. We got a football game going on tonight. And it's a great day to be alive, man. You know, we got the football season in full effect. It's week 3. And we've got the Dallas Cowboys coming off an emotional, crazy win that they probably shouldn't have had. But I'll look at it as a way of things evening out because we got robbed. We got robbed against the Rams, and we'd still been 1-1 if they had reversed. So I'm just saying it's just the universe evening things out. But we got Dak Prescott against the right now. If you were to vote right now for MVP, Russell Wilson looks like the guy, and I'm not going to dispute that one. But we have an opportunity here, or at least Dak Prescott has an opportunity to, kind of put his name on it with the game this weekend. And if you don't think that Dak Prescott is on a mission this year, I don't know what to tell you, because truly the work that he has put in is definitely showing you that he is the guy. It's so crazy because people don't like Dak so much. How much do they not like Dak? That they come up with terms to try and sully his name. For a while, it was the dink and dunk, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he's nothing but a dink and dunker. But he's winning. No, but he can't get the ball down the field. Well, he's getting the ball down the field. And now, of course, it's garbage time yards. They come up with terms to try to say that Dak Prescott isn't as good as he is. And right now, it's been 6 games since Dak Prescott has thrown an interception. 6 games. And so some idiot on Twitter yesterday said, yeah, but 3 passes that he threw against the Atlanta Falcons were interceptable passes. What? Interceptable passes? Is that a new category somebody came up with? Interceptable passes? Are you kidding me? You could look through and where, Blake Jarwin's touchdown catch where there was really no separation and the quarterback put it right where only he could get it. You could say technically had the cornerback turned enough, he could have probably maybe had a chance at it. You could go through and say, hell, 10 passes of everybody's could have been interceptable. I mean, come on, man. It's time to give that crap up. It really is. And I tell you, the ringleader of this shit, of course, is Colin Cowherd. Now, here's what I like. If you talk to the boys from Pro Football Focus, here's an interesting statistic. This is one of those statistics that we've had before, not interceptable passes. Prescott has been on point this season, ranking 2nd in accuracy percentage, 2nd in the NFL, 2nd in the NFL on 5+ yard passes, while grading at 82 overall, which is 6th. So you take every pass that he's made all season, he is 6th when you take all of them. When you're throwing down the field 5 yards or more, and Jared Goff is doing a lot of 2-yard passes, they're just getting a lot of yak on it, and that's yards after catch. 5 yards or more down the field, like the one to Michael Gallup, boom. That he is 2nd in the NFL in accuracy. And by the way, Dak and Tom Brady, big time throws. Okay, this is another one of those ones. Both of them have 4 big time throws on the season. That's the list. The 2 of them are tied with the most big time throws in the NFL. So with that, you have to look and say, hasn't thrown an interception in 6 games. rushed for 3 touchdowns. Yardage-wise, let's see. Yardage-wise, third most yards passing in the NFL. And he's only down by 11 yards. Josh Allen has 727. Matty Ice has 723. And Dak, 716. There's nobody else above 700. So you've got all this information here. Okay? Russell Wilson, 610. And a QBR Dak has of 101 for the first 2 games. With all of that, we have, shout out to Emily Ann for posting this to me. Until further notice, this is Colin Cowherd's top tier of quarterbacks. This is his rating. The oh my God tier, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. It's hard to argue with that. Then he has his tier 2, special, Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers has been great for a long time. He had Drew Brees, but after Drew Brees seems to be showing his age a little bit. Drew Brees, that awful interception in the middle. And it seems like Drew Brees is having to work even harder to try and get that. But it's like he's literally has to put his whole body behind even the easier throws. He canceled out Drew Brees on his special list. He's got Tom Brady. Okay. Who's struggling a little bit this year. Big Ben. Okay, Big Ben just got back 2 games left. Deshaun Watson, who, without Hopkins, doesn't seem quite like the $39 million man anymore. Then he has Carson Wentz. And I believe Philly 500 said Carson Wentz is a fat ass right now and can't get out of his own way. Even his coach has admitted that he's regressed. You've got Eagle fans saying, including one of the biggest supporters out there, Philly 500, that Carson Wentz, this may be it. He may be done with the Eagles. The Eagles even drafted a quarterback. He's still in the special list. And then Derek Carr. And Derek Carr is starting out having a good season. That's not a bad list, but I ask, where's Dak? With the numbers that he's had, you're telling me he's not one of those? And so we have the game, of course, this weekend of the Cowboys versus Seattle, Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott. And this is what the cow turd had on this. And it was funny because we were driving down the road. We were in the car a long time yesterday. So we heard him in the first hour do this, and then we heard him in the third hour.
Patrick Mahomes against Lamar Jackson. We get 2 icons. We get Aaron Rodgers against Drew Brees. Well, it's interesting, right? Let's say an interesting weekend. And then we get Dak and Russell Wilson.
Dak.
Now, a lot of you think I like Russell Wilson way too much. I mean, I've been hearing this now for 3 years.
Get a room.
Get off it. You and Russell Wilson. What is it? It's ridiculous. And I also hear simultaneously, you're very, very rough on Dak Prescott. That's why this weekend's important. Now, I want you to think about that as Russell Wilson faces Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, Tyron Smith is back, has a better offensive line this weekend. He's got the star running back. He also has a better trio of wide receivers. Dak has the better defense. Seattle now has allowed the most passing yards in the NFL by a lot, and they have no pass rush. So Dak has the better O-line, the better star back, the better trio of receivers, and the better defense. And Russell Wilson's favored by 5.5. But he's at home. Oh, wait, no, they don't have any fans. If fans were allowed in the stadium, the 5.5-point spread would be 7. Because Seattle, New Orleans, Green Bay tend to have the best home field advantages according to Fox Bet and the guys that gamble for a living and make lines. This is the difference. is that we went into this game and we said Russell Wilson's got the better three receivers, the better running back, the better defense, the better offensive line, this would not be a fascinating football game. What makes it a fascinating football game is that Dak has better assets everywhere. Now, by the way, Dak's going to get all sorts of stats in this game. Why? Because he's going to trail and have to throw. Number two, Seattle has no pass rush. Last in the league. They have no pass rush. So Dak's going to throw from a clean pocket. All quarterbacks in this league that start are pretty good with a clean pocket. Also, Dak's got good weapons. He's got good weapons. You can't. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Zeke can catch, Amari Cooper. Even their young tight ends are fine. They're not great, but they're fine. And Dak through 2 games, once again, is giving us all sorts of stats. But the difference is Russell Wilson tends to make his greatest plays in the biggest moments. Dak's greatest stats are often early when the game's not in doubt or late when they're catching up, and it's not a play to win the game, it's a play to get back into the game. But I think it's very interesting for those of you who think I am too pro Russell Wilson and too anti Dak. There are 3 games this year.
We're almost done with this.
Really fascinating games that Dak is in, quarterback battles. So this is the first, Russell Wilson. And they're contemporaries. They're not rookies anymore. They're not kids. These are guys that have seen every defense. This is the first. Then Dak is going to go against a baby, Kyler Murray. That's coming up. Keep your eye on that. And then Dak's going to go up literally a contemporary, Lamar Jackson. They've both been in the league roughly about the same time. Very interesting. Those are the 3 matchups I want you to watch for those who think I'm far too critical of Dak Prescott. This is the first of 3. He faces a legend, a Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson, then a young kid, Kyler Murray, and then a contemporary, Lamar Jackson. And my guess is after all 3, Dak will have stats in all of them. He'll have losses in all of them. And you'll feel he's the second best quarterback in all 3 of them.
All right. So we're going to revisit this. So you heard him say Arizona, Baltimore, Seattle, he's going to lose. Now, the funny thing is, he said that Russell Wilson, now, I'm going to make my case. This is kind of like, first take or undisputed. Okay, turd. It's my turn, turd. The better offensive line. I will admit 100% that if Tyron Smith is healthy and returning, the offensive line is better than it was last week. But I'm not going to go on record in saying that all of a sudden just bringing back Tyron Smith makes that offensive line great. Steele has gotten a little bit better. He was shaky in the first part of the Ram game, got a little bit better, but still is an undrafted rookie. Connor Williams has underwhelmed me in his time thus far. I saw him literally get shoved to the ground by a defender. I've seen him getting blown up. He's not bad, but he's not an elite offensive guard, and at least not yet. It's not to say he won't be, but he's not there yet. Joe Looney Tunes, love Looney Tunes. Lost a little bit of weight. Definitely, he's getting there, but he's not Travis Frederick, not yet. And Zach Martin seems to be, you saw Aaron Donald just pinball him. Seems to be not quite as good as he was. Our offensive line will be better with Tyron Smith, but I'm not ready to go back and say that we got a great offensive line at the moment. We get Lyle Collins after this week. Maybe we'll get back into there, but we'll see. Better assets. Well, I will say, asset-wise, he talked about, he's got young tight ends, but they're good. Could it be that he's actually making those tight ends good? Dalton Schultz has been around for a long time. Dalton Schultz just got his first start. And could it be that Dak Prescott is elevating the play of these guys around him? Michael Gallup was a third-round draft pick. It wasn't like teams were like, oh, my God, we got to get Michael Gallup. Amari Cooper, the Raiders gave up on. Now, CD, I can give you that one. That we know how the Eagles cried not getting him. And Zeke, of course, is Zeke. But what you have to understand is this all works collectively because each of these guys are getting the ball. And it's not like we have DeAndre Hopkins who gets 5 yards of separation or makes a freak jump out of the building catch. Most of these catches that these guys are making, they're covered. These are tight window throws. And then there's the whole thing of, big games, Russell Wilson always wins. But isn't playoffs? Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? Yeah, playoffs. Isn't playoffs considered a big game? Because the last time they faced, they were in the playoffs, and I believe the Cowboys beat Seattle. And oh, by the way, this whole thing that Dak will have a lot of stats, but in the end, we'll have 3 losses. The interesting thing is, in the time since Dak Prescott has come into the NFL, 15 come from behind victories, including this Atlanta Falcon one. 15, which is the most in the NFL since 2016. So, Cowturd, ball's in your court. All right, y'all. I've got a long, long day ahead of me. Got to go pick up some carpet. I need to go back down the road or go pick up some carpet and wait till tomorrow to go down the road. I don't know, but either way, I got a lot of work to do and not enough time to do it in. We got football tonight. We got football on Sunday, and we got the Dallas Cowboys, and we got to bring you the news on it. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you soon.